Again? I forgot about it.
Take your shoulders off. Oh, that's the cabbage patch. Back when I was an Occidental. Yeah, you know this. The cabbage patch. You know about this dance? No.
Do you know the
What do you got? Raise the roof.
The mashed potatoes.
You do the
Our
dab thing.
The
That's your
biggest
thing.
contribution our generation has is the dab.
Yeah. Are you satisfied with your contribution to our culture? No.
I actually
Not at all.
You into it?
Ironically, yes.
Ironically.
Like as a
But as
I like it.
I ironically dab.
Ironically dab.
It's a really terrible.
You air quotes dab.
Yeah. Like all my friends we're always just like to each other across the room.
Yeah,
We don't mean it.
right. It's funny to not mean it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
Thank you.
That's cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like it's your own way. It's like hipster dabbing.
Like look, it's like
yeah, it's like
teddy dab.
yeah, or yeah, you can
Like kind of like make fun of it, but like dab.
yeah, or yeah. It's like don't even exert full effort. Like that.
Yeah. It's like dab.
You know what I'm doing?
It's like barely moved, just kind of like dab. Scream when
It's
you
like,
do it.
are you dabbing? No, there's a bee on my shoulder. All right, let's do it. We're gonna graph tangent and cotangent. So, please remind me what the period. What does period mean?
Period
It is the
is
amount of hang on.
which
True.
it is
Amount before
God.
which the graph repeats.
Yes, the
Yes,
graph that
it's
before the graph
2
repeats.
pi.
2 pi is the period for sine and cosine, right?
And
That's
it's
true.
gonna be- can I give a guess?
Guess what's the period of tangent?
Pi.
It is.
Oh!
The period of tangent's pi.
I'm so good.
Okay, so the period in this case is pi. That's when the graph repeats. This is a very insane graph. We're going to talk about why. The best way I recommend to do this graph is that I actually show you the points of interest first. There are 5 points of interest still. There still are 5 points of interest, except they're not what we did before, and you'll see why. Okay, so if the period's pi, what it actually does, okay, you have your standard graph here. The points of interest go negative pi over 2. All right, and then we'll go 0, and then we'll go pi over 2. Okay, I'll phase them in one at a time. Let's start over here with pi over 2.
Mm-hmm.
Pi over 2 is over here.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you agree that this is the cosine of pi over 2, which is 90 degrees, and this is the sine of pi over 2,
Yes.
which is 90 degrees. Bless you.
Bless you.
What would the tangent be based on these?
0.5.
Oh, that's a really good guess. I know what you're saying. You're
Just
thinking
kidding.
it's the average.
Wait, the
Yes.
tangent.
The tangent of pi over 2. I'm going to give you a hint. So imagine this is an angle over here.
Oh, it's hypotenuse apart.
All right,
It's
good
across-
job.
it's gonna
You're on it. Let's
two?
keep going.
It's gonna be I was thinking either 2 or a bit higher.
Let's keep going.
Okay,
This is up and down.
So
Is
wait.
it X or Y?
that's Y.
It is.
So that's.
This
10.
is left and right. This
That's
is
X.
X or Y.
Yeah.
X.
X.
Okay. What is the definition of tangent? What over what?
Opposite over adjacent.
Hot news.
Toa.
Oh
So,
yeah.
It's like
California.
Ka! So security. No, that's just me. I'm acting out again. They won't sign my legislation. So, which makes me go Ka!
good call.
Come on, Congress. Work with me now.
Opposite
Okay.
over adjacent.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
So-
it'd be y over x.
It would.
Oh my god.
Again, tangent is opposite over adjacent. Here's the angle. Opposite would be y over x.
So it's 1 over 0.
1
So
over 0
it's
is
undefined.
undefined. That says undefined.
So
The river dance.
annoying.
Like I'm like tearing up the rug here. You can't tell, but it's
Wait.
like smoke coming. Yeah. Boom!
And pi over 2.
Boom!
And so then the other thing's 1. Negative 1.
Now let's go through it piece by piece. Negative pi over 2. Where's negative pi over 2? Same place as?
It's pi over 2.
No, this is positive pi over 2.
Oh, as 3 pi.
Yes, this
over
is
2.
negative pi over 2. Right? This is positive 90 degrees.
Oh, so we're going in the opposite direction.
Right on. Tell me what this is, young folks.
Clockwise.
Is this clockwise or counterclockwise?
Counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise is positive, like counterculture is
Clotter.
positive. Yeah, baby. So this is counterclockwise. By the way, for your generation to know clockwise and counterclockwise, respect in your digital lives.
Pretty huge.
I think we're like the like one of the
Just
last
dabbed in that one.
generation. One of the last generations that are gonna
Maybe.
learn how
Gotta
to
hit one
tell
more,
time and
Soak it in. Soak it in. Young friends. Young folks.
I gotta watch now.
Sasha Malia, they better know this stuff.
So
Otherwise, I'm going to put
before
the hammer.
he walks out for the last time, he looks
Mo-
around and he's like, gotta hit one more dab before
One of your
Yeah,
daughters
right.
going to
locking
like.
myself out.
That's right. No, sarcastic dab.
Where
Anyway, here we go. This is counterclockwise. Positive 90 degrees, positive pi over 2.
Okay.
So you agree negative pi over 2 be over here.
Yeah.
Negative 90 degrees is this. And we agree that tangent is what over what?
0 over negative 1.
One
negative one over zero.
Right, negative 1 over 0. Y over x.
So
I'll
it's
even write it.
tangent over cosine.
Hold on.
essentially.
So tangent is y over x. And so that's why this is undefined as well. So negative 1 over 0. Y over x. Y over x. Okay, beautiful. Now let's talk about 0. Here we are at 0.
Okay.
You were about to say it, right? What is the tangent of 0?
It's zero. It's
0 over
0 over 1. So
makes
1 or undefined.
0 over. Oh, okay. 0 over 1 is 0. Okay?
Okay.
0 can exist upstairs. So there's good news for you after all. That not everything is undefined. Okay? Now, here's my question to you. We'll start with the positive one.
Yes.
If this is the beginning one,
Uh-huh.
this is the end one. It's a space of pi between them.
It is
What would this one be?
3 pi over 2. No.
Mm,
Pi?
No, I feel like the one up there would
Go
be
halfway.
negative 3 pi over 2.
So pi.
Pi is more than half pi.
Oh,
Pi is down here.
0.25
quarter
pi.
pi. Quarter pi.
Quarter pi,
Quarter pi.
which is pi over
1 4.
4.
pi over 4.
Yeah.
Yes, this is 0 to half a pi. This will be pi over 4. I'm going to put that down. Pi over 4.
So then up there would be negative pi over 4.
It
and
would.
Negative, oh, 2.
It would. Negative pi over 4. Okay, now, I want you to think it through, okay? This is 0. This is 90.
Yes.
Again, this is 0. This is pi over 2. How many degrees would pi over 4 be?
45.
45! Boom! 45. We're going to put 45 in here now. 45!
Oh, it's a 45, 45, 90.
It's a 45, 45, 90 triangle of life. Triangle of... yeah.
What
Okay.
makes this one the triangle of life? What isn't it?
Because it's 45, 45, 90. Now, let's go with sides. Do you recall that the legs are the same?
Yes.
Give me the easiest stuff. It's the easiest legs I can do on
Legs
legs.
are
Even, yeah, making them, what do you like to make them?
1.
1, let's make them 1.
No.
That's 1 root 2 up there.
And then this is square root of 2, bravo. All right, now, tangent of x. Now x is pi over 4, which is 45 degrees. Tangent of 45 degrees is...
Hang on.
No, don't do it. Don't do it on count. Don't do it on count.
What?
What's
What?
the tangent of 45?
Oh, 45.
1 over
45.
Makes.
1.
1.
Yes. Again, tangent of 45
1 over
is
1.
opposite over adjacent. 1 over 1 is 1.
Woo.
I didn't even
This is
Yes, it's true. And then negative.
Plus, yeah, tell us.
no. I'm just like I'm a bit lost.
Okay. So are you comfortable with the fact that between 0 and half a pi would be a quarter pi?
Yeah.
So that's halfway between 0 and 90 degrees
Yeah.
is 45. It's the same concept. So you agree that pi over 4 is 45 degrees
Yes.
You sure about
can
that?
Yeah.
because it's halfway to pi over 2.
So can I, if I were to draw my
Yeah, if you draw it
graph
like
that-
this, I'll do it with you. Yeah, it'll be like this. This will be 45. This will be 1, 1, square root of 2. And now the question is, what would the tangent of this angle be? The tangent of 45. Reminder, 45 degrees is pi over 4. 45 degrees is pi over 4. And so what would the tangent of this 45 be? Opposite over adjacent.
So it's
What's the opposite side?
the opposite is
Side. Which opposite side?
1.
This one. What's the adjacent side?
The adjacent side is also 1. So it's just 1.
1 over 1 is 1.
Makes
I am
sense.
the one.
Okay. Good. Thank you for always bring that up. If you have an intervention, we'll do it. We'll make sure.
Thank you.
Okay. And now let's go with negative 45 degrees or negative pi over 4. It is. Let's fill in the triangle just so we can see it.
Yeah.
So negative 45 degrees is over here. Do you agree this is clockwise?
Yes.
Right on. What is this side?
That is 1.
Almost.
-1.
It is. Because we went
Oh, it's
down.
Okay.
And now
the
went
other
to the
side's
right.
Also 1.
This is positive
I mean-
1 because it's to the right.
Yes.
Here, x is positive. And here, what is what?
Y
Is
negative.
negative. Positive x, negative y.
Do we not mess with the hypotenuse in this?
In tangent, we do not.
Okay.
Because it's opposite over adjacent.
Oh,
That's the
makes
right
sense.
question. So let's put square root of 2 just as a, so that we know it's there.
What'd you ask?
Ask it, Gwen.
If we do anything with the hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse after
In tangent, we
Okay.
don't.
Right, yeah.
So now what is the opposite over adjacent? What over
Negative
what?
one.
Negative
Negative
1
one
over
over one.
makes
-1.
negative 1. Okay, these are the 5 points. Let's graph them and then we're done with tangent.
Woo.
Please go. Yeah, that deserved a woo.
Let me get
Raise
my
the
flag.
small whoop.
Let me get my flag.
Raise the oval roof.
Here's the oval roof. All right, let's put down our 5 points of interest.
Oh,
We
it's
have-
weird.
Negative pi over 2. It is weird. This is negative pi over 4.
Oh no.
This is 0. This is pi over 4. And this is pi over 2.
Yes.
Okay, let's put the points down. Well, we have asymptotes here, here, and here.
I love that word.
Yeah, asymptotes.
Wait, asymptotes?
Asymptote. You want to spell it?
Asymptotes.
I'm a Harvard-educated man.
The best breakfast for the president.
Yes, sir. There you go.
Okay.
Asymptotes. So we have it in negative pi over 2 and pi over 2 according to our chart here. We have points, negative pi over 4, negative 1. So we're down here. Pi over 4, positive 1. And then we have 0, 0 as well. And if you recall how asymptotes operate, flirt but don't touch. Yes, sir. So we have a,
So is it just a line?
it's a curved,
Okay.
curved line. So it's like flirting down here. Let's extend. So we have flirt but don't touch, goes through here, and goes up. I could have
Oh,
done that
weird.
better, but yeah. This curve's unnecessary. It's like, yeah,
This
there we
curve
go.
is
Night before.
That's the idea.
funky.
Yeah. Funky.
Let's get funky.
Let's get funky.
Funky.
Tangent makes me get funky. It's like, get funky with the tangent.
That should be your
Get the presidential groove
Mr.
on.
President,
Mr.
please keep
President.
that to yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right, you're right.
I think
Get
that
the
should-
presidential
That should be
groove
your
on.
bio on Twitter.
Let's
Tangent
get funky with
makes me
tangent. Let's do cotangent, and then we're done with this action. Cotangent. Now, do you agree cotangent is the what of tangent? Remind me. Cotangent is
It
the what?
is the one,
One,
over
reciprocal.
1
tangent,
over,
right?
which is the reciprocal. Yes.
Reciprocal.
1 over tangent.
Yeah.
So why don't we
Tangent.
alter these points? All right. Me.
Dylan's really good at the current voice.
Oh, I've heard it. I've heard it. He's got talent here.
If that's
Got a-
talent.
Got
then
a career in
it's
showbiz. All right, let's do this. Now, I'm going to give you, I think it's best that I give you the graph just so you can visualize first. Remind me what the period of tangent was?
2 pi, 1 pi.
That's
pi.
right.
Opposite over adjacent.
Oh no, it's pi. Yeah, it's pi.
It's period's pi. And do you recall for tangent, the points of interest range from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2, which is a space of pi.
Yes.
Negative half to half is a full.
Very
Now, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with our cotangent graph. I want to go from 0 to pi. You'll see it after. You'll see it after. Basically, I'm going through asymptotes. You'll see it. What was that? Asymptote.
Is it different?
Slide.
Is it?
It looks a little different.
But is it the same? Like also negative pi over 4? Or are we just going?
No, it won't. It won't. Actually, the period of interest
Oh,
now
is it
will
gonna
go
be-
from 0 to pi.
That's, oh my
I'll
god.
show
I
you.
even-
You'll see it after. Like once
Okay.
you get exposed to it once, you'll see why I'm picking these points.
I think I
There
might.
is a reason why I'm picking these points, but it's not important right now. First, it's important to visualize,
Okay.
I believe, okay? So let's start with like 0, for example.
It's pi.
Now, the tangent of 0 was what?
0.
0. What is 1 over tangent of 0?
Undefined.
Undefined.
Yes.
Let's go with pi. Again, you know, you could actually define cotangent. Tangent is opposite over hypotenuse, or excuse me, opposite over adjacent, right?
Uh-huh.
So cotangent's the reciprocal of that. Cotangent equals what over what?
Opposite over adjacent.
That's tangent.
Adjacent over
Adjacent over opposite. Very nice. And if we wanted to make it even easier on ourselves, in terms of y and x, what would these be?
X over y.
It would be x over
X
y.
over y, yeah.
It would be x over y. Let that in for a second.
So
Because
it's
normally
different.
tangent is
Y
y
over
over x. Cotangent's the reciprocal. It's x over y. Fantastic. So let's go over here to pi. Let's do pi, and then we can even do pi over 2. So what is cotangent? What over what?
Adjacent over opposite.
Very good, which is x
which
over y.
is -1 over 0,
It's your
which
favorite?
is undefined.
It is undefined.
Man.
Nice.
Wait, so anything over 0 is undefined, but
Yes.
zero over stuff is just
It's
0.
0. Very nice. Yeah, I'm glad you made that conclusion yourself.
Uh,
Again, he said 0 on the bottom is undefined. You want to do pi over 2?
No, I have
No,
a question.
please.
Is there going to be anything between 0 and pi over 2 and between
Yes,
pi
the
over
quarters.
2? Okay.
Oh, so
So
and
it's
then
just- alright.
and then so
Wanna
pi
do-
over 2 is 0 over 1, which is 0.
Very good.
Yes, and then
Now let's go quarters. What's halfway between 0 and pi over 2?
pi over 4.
Pi over 4. Put it down. Now, do you recall?
Is it 3 pi over?
It is 3
2?
pi over.
4?
It is.
2. Which one? 2?
You tell me. This
pi
is
over
half
2?
a pi, and this is a full pi.
Okay, so 3 pi over 2.
3 pi over 2 is 1.5.
So
That would be beyond 1. This is half to 1. What's halfway from half to 1?
halfway from half to
Like
1.
halfway for between 50 cents and $1.
Is
75 cents.
Wait,
75 cents. Again, half. This
So
is.
3 pi over 4.
It is. Do you agree? 3 over 4. I'll put it down now so you can visualize.
3/4.
3/4.
Got it.
Okay.
I get that.
I'm glad. Let's go pi over 4.
I get
We could actually do tangent of pi over 4 is right over here.
So it's
1.
1. What's the reciprocal of
1
1?
over 1.
1. Could put that in red. It's all good. Okay, we'll do that after. And now go 3 pi over 4. As a visual, let's go 3 pi over here because we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
Here's 3 pi over 4. 45 degrees here.
Right.
How far is this?
That's
1.
the
1. How far is this?
also
negative
-1.
one.
-1. What is the
Negative-
cotangent?
-1.
It is x over y is -1 over 1,
Okay.
which is -1. All right, now let's put down our points. And we're done with this guy. 0, pi. Pi over 2.
Oh, so it's a different setup for.
A little bit of a different setup, but it looks very similar. You'll see how they look similar, okay?
Right.
I thought it was important to just walk you through why I picked these points first.
Time for some asymptotes.
time for some asymptotes. All right, let's graph this in red again. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-beep-bo-bo,
And then a pi also.
and a pi also, well done. And then we got pi over 2, 0. Pi over 4, 1. 3 pi over 4, -1. You guys okay in the middle there?
Yes.
You all right?
Yeah.
All right. And then you'll see this. It looks like tangent, but it's sort of reverse. That's better. I did it better that time.
Good line, sir.
0.
I went to line school.
Instead of law.
It paid off.
I went to line school. Line. That's what people say. Like, oh, law school. Like, I've been saying line for 8 years. I could come out with the truth. That's cotangent. So this is the reason why I picked 0 to pi is because it's sandwiched between asymptotes this way.
Yes.
Whereas before the asymptotes between -pi over 2 and pi over 2.
Yes.
Keeping in mind that this graph is infinitely, it goes on forever, so cotangent really goes on like this, another asymptote, and goes on like this, another asymptote. But we just graphed one period.
Yes. There's so much on this board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. But that was great. That was wonderful. Right? And cotangent done. Yeah. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, I'm President Barack Obama.
In any approaching election season, it is of the utmost importance to vote. Your vote directly shapes the future of our nation. Simply Google how to register to vote for details in your area. I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.